So our project is basically we are going to create a chat application. So we already created three classes: server, client, chat message. Server is for the server establishment, client is for the user side, and chat message is for the handling the all the chat messages. So I created three classes, or we can say three Java files here. So for first I'm creating this, uh, which is basically server file. So as I told you in previous sessions, I did this and I created a constructor. I am creating start and each and everything. Always remember the start and some run are both are related to the basically related to the what we can say threading concepts. So after this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function to stop a server. So I'm going to create function to stop server. Again, it's protected void stop. It's my function only. Then there is one function keep going is equal to false. I'm telling here I'm creating try because all statements should be handled. New socket. Inside this, I'm going to mention local host port, and what I'm going to do is catch exception e system dot out dot println e. That's it. So we handle this exception and I created to stop the server. Then I need to create. So remember why I created protected, because I am going to use inside this only. I'm not invoking inside the client part, so I can use this as protected also. So the specifier is protected display event console, I can say, or we can say message console, private void display string. I'm printing message here, but I need time. So basically string time is equal to sdf dot format. Inside this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify this new date as it is plus space plus message. You can remove this space also, or else okay. So we have created this only, and what I'm going to do is nothing but system dot out dot println time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to print the time. So now I am going to create a synchronized thing, or you can say to broadcast message to all our clients. Basically private synchronized, why it should be synchronized I will tell you. Boolean broadcast, because I'm going to handle it in a thread, so it should be synchronized always. So I created synchronize string. I already created msg, so I'm creating here message. Now timestamp is very important. At timestamp string so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this because I'm going to use this again for broadcasting the message. That's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check message is private or not, to check because I'm going to create a constraint which can be like you can send message private, that is C to C, client to client basically. So what I'm going to do is, for such purpose, I'm going to split the message. I will tell you what is the significance of this, and I will split this message as this. Now what I'm going to do is, if character is this, what is the basic thing is basically is at the rate. If you put something name like at the rate John, or you can say at the rate space John, or at the rate John, then space message, private message. So I'm going to do this, so it will help me like that. And limit is 3. Why I'm pressing the limit is 3 is, as you can see, 1 2 3 4, so likewise that it should not be exceed, so I'm using this. And now let me use some here things. Okay, so I will use here something. Okay, I will tell you what is this all things. So if private message sent mention username only using this, so it will go to that particular part, and we loop in inverse order to find the mention name. Basically I'm checking in the reverse loop to check username throughout the client thread, and I will tell you what is the get username and each and everything here, because I haven't created any client thread here. So I will create there, and I will tell you what is this basically. So this is all about this. But what if message is not found is, let me do one thing here. If the message is not found, what I'm going to do is I'm going to display something. I already created this part, I will tell you. So okay, wait a minute. Okay, so this is all about how we can do this. Wait a minute. Okay, so if this is found true, I'm going to mention this. What if I'm printing else, something else basically, it should be given some things. So what I'm going to do is, if message is broadcast message, it should be printing something now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this part. This is basically else part. If message is not private, it should be broadcast, so it will be directly put out through the client, and it will go to the right. And I will tell you what is this. This is inside the client thread only, so I will tell you what is the significance of this. So this is all about how we can create this. Now I'm going to create one logout method also here, to create one logout thing. So let me go with the logout thing also. So this is end of private and everything. Okay, now okay, so let me explain all these things. So we already created this method. If you know that's what is the starting, this is for the starting of the server starting. Then this is the constructor basically, as I told you. Then this is all about server starting. Why? It's because I'm using some default libraries here, and while keep going, now I'm doing this, I'm printing stuffs and each and everything. And then I created protected void to stop the server, because while I'm doing this, keep going is false, it will stop the server. Now this is displayed console message, and to broadcast message all, I'm going with this SDF format and if and everything. If the message is private, I'm splitting this. what it will be do, it will check substring and each and everything here first. Then what it will be do, message should be 0 plus 2, means basically that length, and it will time plus message, it will print. Boolean found is equal to false because I'm stopping that part, and I'm reversing, or I can looping the part in a reverse to check that client through the client thread and using get username, and I'm sending to that particular username only. Found, if found, deliver the message, and true, basically break the loop. If found is not equal to true, because basically message is not user found, it should be written false, and false is basically nothing but error here. If message is a broadcast message not with any @ or any symbol, it is going to print this. And what it will do, we will loop in a reverse order to remove the client also, because it is disconnected. If it's disconnected, it should be removed from the client thread. So I'm removing through the client thread, and client thread is nothing but array list, which is handled throughout the client threads and each and everything. Then I created one logout method here, string disconnected and each and everything. And similarly, I can use this remove part. As you can see, this remove, it is basically system default thing here. And we can say for AL, which is basically array list, we can put remove here, and broadcast the message. This notify is equal to, that is basically disconnect this room, or we can say chat room. So this is all about how we can do this. After this, what is remaining thing is, I need to create a server, and to run as a chat application or the server side, I need to mention some things. So what I'm going to do is, I'm creating here PSVM, basically public static void main. Then what I'm going to do is, here I need to mention some things here. What their things I'm going to mention is port number, then switch case for argument length and each and everything. So I will mention here port number is equal to 5000. I'm mentioning 5000, you can check your port number. Then switch case and each and everything I'm going to mention here. So let me use this first. Okay. So what is doing this? It is going to pass that inside this. If exception found, invalid port number, Java server port number is not found here, basically it will print. Case 0 is basically usage Java server, because it is not using, and create server object to start the server, it will start that object easily. Server is basically this. So we are done with this part, but we are remaining something here, which is basically okay, let me check which is this part again. Okay, public static server, and this part is not required at all, and this is inside PSVM, it should be in PSVM. Okay, so we created this part, and now what is remaining things, we need to create one client thread, then which is basically we need to create one class for that purpose, and we already did this, but now the client thread and all the things are remaining here, which is basically very important, and we are going to create this. And now we can stop this, basically, which is basically public class and each and everything. As you can see, our client thread is missing. Now I'm going to create one client thread also here. Okay, if I'm removing this, as you can see, nothing is displaying error. So this is all about, and we now remaining with some errors, which is basically not declared already. Now I'm going to declare that part. So this is how you can did this part, or you can do this part. Basically, this is basically server side. I'm creating one array list, int for unique ID, date format, port number, and keep going format. I'm using here localhost, so no need to mention each and everything. As you can see, I'm using localhost only. You can change the port number through this. So what I did this is, I'm created PSVM to start the server, basically, because all things are mentioned here only. So once it is started, all things are embedded in this only. So what I'm going to do now is I will create one client head class with some methods like get username, write message, then all the things like stop and each and everything. Username also I need to mention. So I will go with that part, and in the later part I will tell you. It's very big code, as you can see. I already written around design, but it will help me to run all the processes on the server side, and the client program will be very easy in this part. So in the next part, we are going to see some client things also and chat message things also, including I'm going to create thread also here. And before that, I will explain the threading part also.